Alright, so it's time for another video here on my Flex Innovations Ultimate FP. I've got to do a couple of repairs to it from the most recent flying session down at the club. I want to take you guys through what I'm going to have to do because it's a really small minor repair, but it's sort of a part of the reason why I'm thinking about moving this plane on. But we'll go through it all. I'll talk to you through it and then I'll give you my thoughts on this plane at the end of it. It's about 34 flights. I generally try and keep my planes for at least 50 flights and make a decision on if I'm going to sell it. And this one's close, we'll see. Okay, so I'm trying out my new GoPro here. I got a 13 up from the old 7. I've still got my 7 over here for some of the close-up shots, so I can show things a little bit closer, the things I want to talk about. So the first thing that doesn't need to be repaired, because I've already done a bit of a makeshift repair on it that broke the first weekend camping. My fault, it's from an incident, but I want something that's a little bit more durable than this, and it's one of the carbon fiber push rods, specifically the carbon fiber push rod for the elevator. I'll show you just here, hopefully that picks it up nicely for you. You can see where the tape is wrapped around the carbon fiber push rod there. Basically, it's a long carbon fiber push rod so that the servo is forward, I assume to help with the center of gravity and balance. It's relatively fragile, being 1.5 or 1 mil carbon fiber, and that snapped on a rough bung into the ground. So really difficult to replace those. The way that they are pre-installed into these little, I'll try this side, into these guide rails here, and the way that the horns are mounted at the end makes it really difficult to replace them without replacing the guardrail, which I think is a bit of a challenge on the design. Again, no plane's designed to be crashed, but I take this camping and throw it in the car, so I need something that is a bit durable. The other one is there's a lot of interlocking carbon fiber reinforcement. Right, so we've got the tail here, we've got them in between the wing here, which you can see they're already broken, and then a few reinforcements across here, and then on the underside. Just about every time that I ding this plane into the ground, one of those pops off, which again is my fault for hitting the plane into the ground, but it's not sort of what I'm after. So I think what I've got to do now is I'm just going to go through just with some CA and find all the ones that are bung, re-glue them in, try and get some close-ups of when I'm glued in, replace the propeller because it's a little bit chipped, and then she should be good to fly again. I'll take it through to 50 flights. I'll take it on my next camping trip. I'll get some more footage of it. It's been super fun to fly, but I think something flat is going to be a little bit more durable for me. So I'm going to use medium CA, and I'm going to use kicker. It's certainly not the best method for saving weight, but I'm a bit lazy, and it means that I can do it quickly. Okay. So the first that I've got to do, and I might have just broken some more off then. These two in here, they're popped off. Right, so that looks like they're all repaired now, which is good. It's nice and fast. It's not too painful. The other thing, which again is not the plane's fault, but the landing gear, I have busted that from a couple of the little dings that you would have seen on my videos. It's certainly been landed relatively hard. So I've left them on for now because I don't know if that little piece in there is structural, but I'll probably end up cutting these off anyway, putting some sort of skid. The servo is exposed at the bottom, so I think I probably will actually leave those on there anyway, even though they're a bit bad. I don't want to be landing on the servo. I normally catch it from a hover anyway, which you'll see now. But yeah, so that's all pretty much repaired. We'll get a new prop on, which again should be relatively straightforward, I think. It's pretty easy to take it off of there. Got a new prop, APC Slow Fly 9x4.5. Seems to fit on exactly the same. Nice. Okay, so that's mounted. As you can see, the plane won't set up on the landing gear where I've broken it. She's good to go, she's good to fly again. I will put the remaining, 16 or 18 flights on it the next time I go camping to try it out. But honestly, unless something really surprises me, I can see myself taking the electronics out of this plane and buying a flat profile plane. So maybe something like the Crack Yak, or the Crack MXC-S, I think it's called. They look pretty cool. They're 10mm EPP foam. I don't have anywhere near as much reinforcement, similar sort of 200 gram all up weight. Probably going to be a much better experience for me for camping, something that I throw in the car, something that I throw around, and something that I do a terrible job of landing, as you'll see now. This plane has been through plenty in its 35 odd flights, and all the faults are because of it hitting the ground, right? In the air, this plane's grass. It really is super fun to fly. It's super easy to hover. It's really, really stable in an inverted Harrier. It's relatively stable in an upright Harrier. I have had a little bit of wing rock, but I don't think I've got the center of gravity quite dialed on it correctly. I think I used too much glue in the tail when I did the assembly, so I definitely recommend that you consider how much glue you use to tack things down and how much you wick in. I'm pretty heavy-handed with it, and I think I've paid a bit of a penalty with this model because I've really struggled to make it on the back end of the CG recommendation. So it's been a little bit tail heavy based on the manufacturer's instructions. So that makes sense why it has a little bit of wing rock. It also makes sense why it really easily transitions into a hover with no fight whatsoever. But I did also buy this plane to practice torque rolling and hovering, and to be able to fly around a campsite. So a tail heavy CG is totally fine for that, I believe. But yeah, that's my video on my sort of mid-flight review so far. The AM40 has got plenty of power. The 9x4.5 is a adequate propeller, plenty of prop wash across the surfaces. You have lots of control authority when you're in high alpha or doing any maneuvers. I'm getting like 6-7 minutes of flight time, and unless I'm doing a lot of full throttle stuff, the battery's coming down with 20 or 30%, which is fine. I'm running the GNB lithium high voltage 720 milliamp 2 cells. I think it's 100C packs. They only weigh about 36 grams. They've been fantastic. Again, I'll keep those batteries and this power setup and these servos into likely whatever is next. But yeah, stay tuned. I'll take this camping again. I'll get a whole heap of shorts and reels, and then I'll do a full review after the 50 flights on all of my thoughts, the assembly, how the plane flies, the electronics, the reliability, all of my experiences, and then decide if I'm going to keep it or if I'm going to replace a different plane in the fleet. But I can't see myself keeping this one. We will see.